Howdy, and welcome to the Scarrett Songwriting Challenge. It's me, Scarrett. This is the fourth songwriting challenge so far. All of the songs that I create in these challenges will be released the first day of 2022. So be on the lookout for that album. Without further ado, let's start with the big challenge. Psychedelic vibes. Small challenge number 1. Only uses 8 tracks. Half-step key change. Lyrics are a collective of what other people say, none of my own. And the extra challenge? 10-page children's book that pairs with the song. Well, there we go. I think I have my work cut out for me. Okay. Here we are today, recording in the kitchen, where we have a kaleidoscope for inspiration. So I've been listening to a lot of psychedelic music recently to kind of stir my brain. And I noticed that there are some common traits of psychedelic music. Psychedelic songs often have breathing noises, backwards guitars or drums, lots of effects on electronic instruments like phaser, chorus, flanger, all that junk. There's shredder organ solos, shredder guitar solos. Sometimes there's circus vibes, and drone notes show up a lot. And the sitar, yeah. So I'm gonna try and incorporate at least some of those. Cool. For the drone, I think I'm gonna do some throat singing. Welcome to How to Do Things Best Ways, backwards guitar. Having the lyrics be a collective of what other people said was actually a really tough challenge. And that is partially because psychedelic music usually talks about, psychedelic trips. So the way I approached it was I wrote down things that people said, and I specifically color-coded it so that when I started writing the lyrics, I could cut and paste single words from different people. Will came from Dr. Mapp. You came from Jules Through Jane. Drink came from a Chick-fil-A worker, and so on. And it allowed me to create full sentences that I wouldn't be able to have that were kind of psychedelic. I managed to create somewhat of a psychedelic vibe with what Abby said down here. What the heck, there's a little dude that came out of my tea. She was playing Stardew Valley, and I guess some little guy came out of her tea. So that sounded pretty psychedelic to me, so I used that. Okay, so a lot of the Beatles psychedelic music has carnival noises in it. So I'm thinking... and maybe some... that kind of stuff. Alrighty. By the way, you've probably already noticed I'm using pretty colors now on the tracks. It's kind of a rainbow. They didn't have red for some reason. They only have orange. It's kind of dumb. Then over here, I've been using the emojis. That's a bass. You get it? The Beatles and the Doors inspired circus vibes that I infused into my song happen to be a waltz, which is something that I've realized just now that I do way too much. So I've determined that I need to put a challenge in the box that just says, try not to write a song with a waltz in it. So the real challenge with only using 8 tracks is that I have more than 8 instruments in the song. And it would be way easier to have 1 track per instrument at least. This track is the sitar at the beginning, but then it's the bass. Later, it's backwards guitar. Then it's forwards guitar. And then it's the bass again at the end. And the sitar again at the very end. If I wanted to do anything with the effects on that track, I would have to go into automation so that things turn down and up when it switches to different instruments. Near the end of the song with the carnival sounds, I used a ton of panning. Okay, everybody, time to gather the children around for story time with Scarrett. Also, don't judge me, I didn't make a book cover. Will you drink some tea with me? Just have a little and you will see. And as we get more comfortable, you will be more in touch. What the heck? Tea made me see a little dude come out my tea. Run with me, run with me. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We are all floating as we push up. The moon is like a macadamia nut. Not everybody's trying to turn into a zombie, for tomorrow is not guaranteed. What the heck? Tea made me see pink things running all around me. Are you pigs that kept coming and going? I made a ham, so I think I know things. We are all floating as we push up. The moon is like a macadamia nut. Not everybody's trying to turn into a zombie, for tomorrow is not guaranteed. The end. I hope you enjoyed it. You can access the book in the link in the description. I hope you enjoy the fully fledged song.
Some tea with me, just have a little and you will see. And as we get more comfortable, you will be more in touch. What the heck, tea made me see a little dude come out of my tea. Run with me, run with me, for tomorrow is not guaranteed. We are all floating as we push up. The moon is like a macadamia nut. Not everybody's trying to turn into a zombie. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Let me hear those shoes just a little bit. running all around me. Are you pigs that get coming and going? I made a hand, so I think I know things. We are all floating as we push up. The moon is like a macadamia nut. Not everybody's trying to turn into a zombie. For tomorrow is not guaranteed.
So I really loved it right from the start, on point with the psychedelic vibes and like lots of colors, lots of what's going on, you know? I mean, you're just kind of like attacked with different noises and sound right away, which is perfect. And then yeah, the children's book was pretty amazing, and it's very, very visually interesting. So as far as the song, I thought that the guitar and the bass did a really, really great job of setting the tone. Like sometimes you hear new music nowadays and you're like, wow, that sounds like the 80s. And it's just because they've captured whatever, you know, the inspiration. And so, I mean, right from the get-go, I was like, this is definitely Pink Floyd. When the organ came in, this was like screaming The Doors. So you were like right on track with all of those people who just made it huge, you know? I think my only like criticism would maybe just add more random sounds. And I know that's kind of a lot to ask because one of the parameters was, you know, just the 8 tracks. And I was impressed already on how you managed to fit all these one things in like one bar, you know? And so one, I realized you had to work with what you had. It seems like I can listen to one Pink Floyd song over and over again and not catch every single noise that's in there. It's almost like they, you know, do like a fishbowl draw too, just for random noises, you know what I'm saying? So it seems like they kind of shoot for even more kind of like disorientation and stuff within a sense, not to where you're just like, you know, gonna throw up from the music or something. But that, and then maybe just a little bit more ad-lib singing, I thought might have been an extra element. You know, I don't really know how to tell you to do that, but some of these great psychedelic bands also have great singers. It seemed like, you know, during like solos or like leading into a break or whatever, they kind of like do their own thing. Like I said, you know, a lot easier said than done, but, you know, think about the Doors, you know, Jimi Hendrix, all these guys who were just like really, really eclectic people that kind of just almost went by their own cusp. But other than that, I mean, it was amazing. It was a trip. I mean, I love the music video. I loved when you're running up the hill and like the sky is, you know, you see the Alamogordo mountain skyline, but the sky is all trippy and stuff. So it was very enjoyable. Like I could definitely see myself jam into this in the car. I think overall I give it a 8.7.
Thank you. Yeah.
I really liked the little camera look whenever you showed Berlioz. That's a good. I feel like you could have put Chopin in there too.
Yes.
Them Opium boys. So whenever the first challenge popped up, or the one for lyrics or what other people are going to be saying, I was thinking, oh, maybe he's going to interview people, like people who've done psychedelics, people who are like aggressively against psychedelics. I thought that would have been a cool take, but then I saw it was just random things, which I think it would have been cooler to like get those hands-on experiences from people. But I think you did a really good job piecing together little bits of information from all these other people, and it was just like a really chaotic puzzle-like approach to it, which I think overall helps to like really define the psychedelic vibe you were going for. I think that was cool. You know, you did the 8-track parameter very well, just squeezing in as much as you can. Kind of building off of what Will you said and like trying to get more sounds. I think maybe you could have gone in and done a few more effects here and there and like all of the tracks. I feel like that could have really helped a lot to even further emphasize that psychedelic vibe. The book, oh my god, the way you drew everything, it seemed a little threatening. Like it seemed way too threatening to be a children's book, and but because of the lyrics that you chose, and as you know, somebody who works with young children, that's how they speak. So I feel like they would be like right on their level and they'd know exactly what you're trying to say. So I feel like as threatening as it was, it worked.
I definitely am not very good at cutesy drawing. Normally my stuff is pretty, I don't know, ugly or something.
Right.
So,
Also, I really liked the video transition that started to happen. So the first part of the video, it was all mainly like animated, right? That's where you had like the psychedelic trippy effects going on, and it was just you and green screen. But then I noticed like as the key change was happening, that's when you started to phase in with like the actual background and the overlay of the trippy effects, and I thought that was super effective. That was really cool. And also I liked that towards like the very end, you had like the bottom part of the instrumentals drop out, so then it was a lighter feel overall, and it helped, gave that like a little wishy-washy feeling. And yeah, overall I really liked it. I give it like an 8.4.
thank you very much. Yeah.
I want to know if you did the song and then decided to ask me to do the judging. I want to know what came first.
Well, what it was actually was I drew the challenges that said psychedelic song and the children's book and the different things. And then I thought, wow, this would be a great one for Miss Wales to judge.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Because I was like, wow, man, this made my hair move, man. Like I was going somewhere that I hadn't been in a very long time. So you got spot on with the psychedelic, the use of the circus and the sitar. And I mean, that's classic Beatles, that's classic Doors, that's classic. So you nailed it, along with all the graphics. You had all the graphics going on too in the video. It was spot on. I'm not really a lyricist. I don't really hear lyrics. I'm always a tune person. To have that book and to go over the lyrics first was ideal for me, because then I could hear it in the song. So thank you for that. I'm glad I got on this challenge for that, because the book was just delightful. And again, absolutely psychedelic when you have little green dudes coming out of your tea and pink things coming around me. And, that's kind of groovy. I love the moon is like a macadamia nut. What?
Yeah.
What? I'm using that. That's awesome. As far as the music, I would like to hear some harmony. I like your thing. I'd like another level of the voice. You have all these different levels in the sitar and the drums and the synthesizer sounds and things like that. Your voice is kind of one-dimensional. So if we could kind of deepen that, I think it would be even more. That's the only thing that I will have to criticize or critique you on, is that depth of voice. As far as the video, spot on, psychedelic. You met all the challenges. I heard everything. I would give it a 8.
Awesome.
Because of the harmonies.
Thank you. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a tune I would listen to. I'd listen to that in my car.
This week I scored an 8.4 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching, and please hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. I'd also love to hear any feedback or challenge ideas you have, so feel free to put them in the comments section below. Bye!